one of my favourites. Sort of a bit of a tribute to finishing Afterlife, as there's been a few scenes in cemeteries. How are you? I thought I'd do one of these to both celebrate the end of the filming of Afterlife 3. Just the filming. Obviously, the edit is now, I don't know, 12, 14 weeks, and then it takes Netflix 2 months to translate it all. And also, everyone buying the podcast that I did with Sam Harris. Absolutely mental. Thank you so much. Some people, texted me, tweeted me saying, podcasts are free. Well, okay, it's not a podcast then, because this isn't free. I go, well, other things are free. Yeah, food used to be free. You used to pick it. You don't go into supermarkets going, food should be free. So, but that didn't stop thousands of you buying it. So thank you very much, and planning doing a second series of that. But where are you watching from? California, Cardiff, Swansea. That's 2 from Wales. Oh, there you go. Where's that? Lagos, Florida. So I better get on because there's so many questions. It's ridiculous. And I'm not going to have time to chat. I'm going to try and answer all these. I'm not going to get them all. There's been like thousands. But I'll try and get through some of them because I don't want to let down some dog halfway around the world. That's what I've been reduced to. Right. Julia, what is the best show you've ever seen at the theatre? Noise is off. Unbelievable. Is it Michael Frayn? Unbelievable. Just halfway through, I was thinking, it doesn't need to be this good. So it's got to be a good production because it's a delicate, complicated play. And I saw a great one. I think it was the Old Vic. I think it was Celia Emery. Yeah, a great cast. So see Noise is off. And I also saw Mike McKean in, is it Our Town, an American classic in New York. And I saw a thing called Blam, which was like almost like a cross between The Office and Sam Peckinpah. It was just like action and a fantasy thing set in an office with like gymnasts. But I think Noise is Off wins best theatre experience. Mum and Sherlock, what triggered inspired you to write Afterlife? Or is it something thought of a long time? Well, it was sort of an evolution. The first idea, I thought I should do a sitcom. So that's the general thing. And then I thought of what's funny is people telling the truth. I've always found that. But restrictions of society, you can't tell the truth these days. And I was thinking, but what if you didn't care? What if you didn't care about the consequences? Oh, what if you were, you didn't care about living? So those were the sort of evolution. That's what would make you not care about living? Oh, losing the love of your life. And all that happens, in a few moments. And but I remember that was the seeds of the idea, and then it evolved from there. Brenda, what happened to Derek's mum? And does he have any siblings? Well, in my head, Derek's mum died. He lived with her, but he died, and then she died. And as you know, his dad sort of left him when he was little. And I was thinking about giving him a sibling, but then I thought it was funnier or not funnier, but sweeter, and that the people at the home was his family. And I think a sitcom has to be about a family, either literally or metaphorically. So that's why I didn't really give him any family. So yeah. Laughing old lady. If all animals could talk, which one would be the rudest? Well, cats sprung to mind, but they'd be more sarcastic, wouldn't they? Rude, just rude. It would be like the equivalent of the troll. A snake? No, they wouldn't care. They wouldn't care, would they? Keep themselves. Spiders? No. What would be the rudest animal? You know, it might be the cat. It might well be the cat. Hyena? That would just take the piss, wouldn't it? Yeah. It's the cat. Things like the sharks and that, they're not rude, are they? They just eat you. The cat just to be rude. Welsh Felix. What's my favourite film composer or film score? Oh, Braveheart. I think that's a great film score. If you don't mean, you mean a musical score as opposed to like, you know, Muppet Christmas Carol that's got great songs. I'd say Braveheart, Schindler's List, and Scent of a Woman. I thought it was great, the score of that. Really, really worked well. Yeah, some bit like you notice, others you don't notice, which is not, you know, that's not a bad thing. But yeah, I think those Braveheart and Schindler's List are, I think, remarkable. Gunnar, we're getting through this, aren't we? I'm trying to get everyone's question. I must slow down a bit. I'll slow down a bit. The pressure. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. I don't need to do this. It's fun though. It's the first time for ages where we've had a bit of sunlight at 6 o'clock. Right. Okay, here we go. Gunner. Have you ever gotten in trouble for rolling in something stinky? It smells so good, but you get in trouble. No. We don't do that as humans. Although, having said that, I've got into cabs before or lifts, and the fucking perfume or aftershave, it burns your lungs. It makes me angry because they can't smell it anymore. They douse it, and some perfumes and aftershaves are fucking horrible. So they've voluntarily splashed that on them and then walked around taking the fucking oxygen out of the air. So yeah, that's one thing you can't get away from it, can you? You can, like on a plane or something, if someone's got terrible aftershave or perfume or just stinks. One bloke I was next to took his shoes off. He absolutely fucking stank. Nothing you can do about it. You can shut your eyes, put earplugs in, but you've got to breathe. That's the annoying thing. But no, maybe I've had horrendous aftershaves in my time. I don't really wear them anymore though. Just shampoo and bubble bath. My eyes aren't stinging today because I didn't have a bath. I had a shower because it's a bit warm. If you're interested. Susie, I'm in hospital again with a snot-curdling cunt and noisy eater opposite. Any coping tips? That's so funny. I was just talking about that. I mean, it's earplugs. It's earplugs or, you know, iPod. Even then, I'm slightly angry that I've had to do something about it as opposed to them. But in the long run, it's better. Just, or be more annoying than them. That's how I often get through life. When there's 7 billion people on the planet and half of them are probably annoying, right? That's a lot of people. So I have to try and be more annoying than them. I've tried to rule it out of my life. That's the only reason I've earned money. I need a detached house in the middle of a field. So no one can annoy me. Oh dear. Annabelle, is there a song that gives you happy tears every time you hear it? Oh, I don't know. Um, there's a piece of music that sort of makes me sort of well up, and there's no association to it, just the chords. Well, maybe well, I can't remember, but it's Vaughan Williams, Five Variants. I don't know why. It just I don't know. It reminds me of like childhood and the countryside and stuff. Not that I listen to classical music or lived in the countryside, but there's something about it. Must have some sort of association in my brain. And there's tunes that would make me like Jim Reeves reminds me of my mum and things like that. But there's no song really that makes me happy cry. Songs that make me happy. And context, I suppose. Like some of the songs I use in Afterlife, in context. Like there's a piece of music that Animals Asia put on a little tribute to Ollie, and I listen to that, and I well up, and I'm remembering little Ollie, but also you sort of remember their kindness that someone did it. So that's an association, and it's a beautiful tune. Yeah, there's a few probably. Right, Teddy, here we go. Have you ever saved a really tasty snack for later, only to go back and find someone else has eaten it? Well, that someone else can only be Jane, and I eat way too fast. The opposite would be true. Jane would have left a tasty snack, and she'd go, "Where's my taste?" I go, "I've eaten it." So, Teddy, it's a dog eat dog world. You got to eat it first. You got to eat that food before. Pickle eats her food really fast because she was in a rescue situation with like 17 other cats and a dog. And I think she thought, when I've got food, I've got to eat it now. So we have to give it to her in sort of thirds so she doesn't just wolf it down and throw it up. Oh dear. Titch. Do dogs from other countries woof in that language? Idiot. Although, obviously they don't say woof in different languages, but there are different dialects apparently of animals depending on where they are, different herds and stuff. They found it with cows. Like cows in different parts of the country, they don't pick up the dialect of the place, but because they're separated and through sort of evolution, things change very slightly. So, yeah, a herd of cows after many generations in Scotland would be different to a herd of cows in Southampton, where there'd be minor changes that through sort of group selection. So the answer's sort of yes. There probably are slight differences, yeah. But a dog from England would go, that dog's from Greece. You know what I mean? They just go, slightly different bark. I still get it though. It smells right. It's one of us. Bit of dog psychology there. Dougal. Bonjour, Monsieur Ricky. Why are dogs loyal? Good question. I've heard the story about Hachiko, the Akita, who waited at a train station for his master. Sadly, his master died from a cerebral hemorrhage, but he waited for 9 days. Um, yeah, there's something about the dog's brain that's similar to ours in terms of like sort of social emotions, and they're fantastic. They pick up signals. They can tell when you're sad and sort of happy. But I don't know. I don't know when we started being friends. We obviously evolved them somewhere from wolves, but I don't know. You'd have to ask some sort of evolutionary zoologist. Uh, but it is true, they are loyal. I mean, they're loyal. I don't know why they like people either. Lucky though, isn't it? It was great that. Um, Here she is, Bella. Earlier this week, I turned myself fluorescent yellow from doing zoomies in a field of buttercups. You're going to change colour from doing a particular activity, but what will it be and why? Well, I've always got rosy cheeks. That's not just from being fat and hot. I think red wine is escaping. So I think eventually I'll turn a lovely shade of burgundy. I'd be happy with that. Because flamingos are pink because of the shrimps they eat, aren't they? So I think the most dominant colour in my diet would be red wine. Everything else is pretty, bread and spuds and pasta. It's all sort of, beige, isn't it? But yeah, a full-bodied red wine. That's the colour I'd eventually become, I reckon. Also, fat and hot, blood pressure, all that, stress. So I reckon that better. Susan, what has been your personal highlight from filming season 3 of Afterlife? Oh my God, so many, but I think the best day, and this is probably nothing to do with the scene or the filming or anything like that, but the best day was last Thursday. Oh, is this a spoiler? No, it's not a spoiler. I can do it without. Anyway, I get to play tennis. And of course, when you're filming something that takes an hour, it takes 4. So I got to play on and off tennis for half a day. And I tried to make it real. I didn't want to fake anything because I can play. So I wanted to show it. So hopefully people know that that's not camera trickery. Those really are my fat little legs running fast and hitting the ball that well. It's like I think someone's going to go, who's that lad? That's Ricky Gervais, sir. He should be at Wimbledon. He's nearly 60 and he's fat and he had to sit down after this. Oh, okay. So yeah, I think that, and obviously Auntie features a bit more, the dog. So it shows that lovely relationship between one man and his dog type thing. Again, very subtly. It's not a Disney thing. There's no tricks, but there's bits that are just about how the dog saved me, and that was lovely to film. Scarlett, talking of lovely dogs, is Scarlett, the little rescue beagle. I love listening to your new podcast, Absolutely Mental. Thanks, Scarlett. Why do you think some humans believe us dogs don't think? I believe we do have doggy thoughts. And we have amazing dreams when our legs move. As if we're running fast. I love that. I love seeing a dog dreaming it's chasing a rabbit or something. Maybe it's not dreaming that. Maybe we just assume it's dreaming that. But maybe it's dreaming it's like escaping from the police after stealing sausages from a butcher's. You don't know, do you? Then it wakes up and it thinks, fuck, the police are. You go, calm down, the police aren't after you. The sausages are yours. I go, oh, cheers. Cheers. We just assume they're dreaming, chasing the squirrel, but it could be anything, couldn't it? They could be dreaming they're in chariots of fire and they would win. Any dog would win the 100 metres, wouldn't it? It doesn't matter. That a dog, the average dog can run faster than Usain Bolt. Isn't that amazing? Even you know what I mean? Well, probably not a Chihuahua or a sausage dog, but I've just dissed two breeds there. But you know what I mean? Oh dear. Thanks, Scarlett. And well done for keeping fighting against cruel and pointless animal testing. I think we're getting somewhere. Keena, the themes of your TV shows resonate strong spiritual, philosophical messages. Is this something you do consciously? Yes, but it's not. I'm not getting things off my chest, you know, because I try and sort of keep it balanced and keep it fair, and I'm not doing it just to take the piss out of things. It's an upshot of the type of thing I do, because I sort of try and my characters real, and people are complicated and different, and I like an honesty to it. Then those things crop up. They have to crop. You couldn't do a piece that didn't somehow reflect people's fear of death or organised religion. It's everywhere. Spirituality, those things are everywhere. It's like me ignoring people, you know, going to the pub or having family problems. They're a big, massive part of society, whether we like it or not. So they do crop up. So that's why I include them. Not just to discuss them, which is fun, but because it would be weird. It would be weird for me to have done, you know, loads of series and films and never talk about death and spirituality and, you know, all those things. But I am very interested in them as well. I'm interested in why people, you know, I know why people fear death, but why they think that gets them out of it. But we go into that a lot more on Absolutely Mental. It's still fun, but we really get into the nitty gritty of it. It's nice to use my philosophy degree now and again as well. I think Sam Harris has got 2 degrees though, so he wins. Leopold and Loveday. What's the best thing you've ever discovered? It could be an object, an idea, a person, or a cool place. Wow. Well, right, these things are the first thing that springs to mind. Right, the best things I've discovered. Science and nature, the world, dogs, animals in general. Wine. Let's break it down. An object. An object would be probably something like a radio or a record player, because music is just the greatest art form. Art in general, but music is so music, an idea. An idea. Well, the discipline of science is incredible. You know, evidence-based induction and logic as an idea. Follow the evidence. You know, think. You know, rationality. I think. So what we got? We've got music, rationality, a person. A person. Well, obviously, friends and family aside, it'd be someone like, I don't know, Bertrand Russell or Christopher Hitchens, or one of those, again, one of those people that put forward free thought and discovery and honesty and bravery, all those things, and a cool place, Amsterdam, and most of Scandinavia. I mean, the whole world's got brilliant bits and shit bits. Every country's got brilliant bits and shit bits. But I was blown away by New York, you know. But I'll go Amsterdam. My latest discovery is probably Amsterdam, Copenhagen. Oh yeah, and the gigs that's going to be postponed, I think. So the ones that will be postponed, I think, are Leeds, Dublin, Copenhagen, and maybe and Toronto. But I'm looking like all the rest are going to happen. But I'm not cancelling. I'm postponing. It's just that the world's coming out of lockdown in different phases, and some we're just beating the lockdown by a few days. Like Leeds was going to be the 19th, and lockdown's going to be the 21st. But you can't find it just like the week later because it's got to be available. So yeah, but hopefully the others are going to happen as scheduled, or they're rescheduled as well. But you know what I mean. Some will be the third time, which is really annoying, I know. But what can I do? Well, we've got through all of them, haven't we? Right, last question. Freya, what's the funniest thing Carl ever said? Well, he said a few, but I liked it when it was just sort of like when he was shocked by something and blurted something out that he didn't understand, which I would try and do. I'd try and quickly throw things at him to make him sort of. I wouldn't just calmly. Nothing he said, I'd go, oh, that's interesting. I'd try and fluster him. I think, in fact, one thing that really still tickles me, and there was a third party involved, was in An Idiot Abroad, the special, the third season, which is the special. And I think he was about to do some sort of abseil down a building with Warwick Davis. And they were sitting there and they were talking. And then Carl just interrupted himself and looked at Warwick and said, genuinely, have you got knees? Yeah. Yes, he has, Carl. Because he's a human being. What do you mean, has he got fucking knees? So that really tickled me. And Warwick. Well, look at all those questions I got through. I'm sorry if I didn't get to yours. In general, a lot of the questions were, how was Afterlife? It was great. What's next? Well, you know. So editing this, promoting this, finishing off Supernature, filming Supernature, promoting that. You know, those two things are like being nearly a year. More Absolutely Mental podcast. Those three things are my next year. And then after that, I don't know. I've got it down to 2 or 3 ideas. And I have to put it out of my head what I'm going to do next, because I should be concentrating on this. But yeah, just keep working there. Just keep working. Just keep working. Doing things you love, earning money to live, and buy lots of food and red wine until you die. And if you can help a few animals along the way, that's been a good life, hasn't it? So, cheers, everyone. If you haven't already, go to absolutelymental.com. Like 6 hours for 10 quid. I think you're going to see a shitty film at the cinema. It's more than that, and it's an hour and a half. And you can keep this. This is really good value for money. It'll make you think and make you want to look stuff up. And then, oh yeah, and think of some good questions for Sam Harris. I think it's at 4 when I ask him some of your stupid fucking questions. And it really throws him. It's funny to see an intellectual get flustered. Anyway, there you go. There's some free shit for you. Have a good week. If you want, I'll keep you updated. Things going on in the edit, the odd screen grab, which I did every day. 35 days of filming. I'll let you know about gigs. Oh, I'll do some warm-ups as well, but probably only London ones in the next few weeks because I haven't done the show for like 6 months. Fucking hell. It's gonna be old, isn't it, by the time I do it? Although when you deal in sort of classic stuff like Hitler and AIDS, it's evergreen. So, tatty bye, everyone.